Hey everyone, I have to say, this football team does not do an awful lot for you to try to stay unemotional. Is that even a word, unemotional? Because I'll tell you what, last night, there is just no way that I could even think about it. I was so fed up that I just turned it off at the end of the game. I haven't listened to any post-match commentary. I haven't listened to what Ange has had to say or any of the players have had to say or anything like that. I've just been totally switched off from it. I was just so fed up that I just didn't want to know anything about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to think about it. I did end up talking about it a little bit this afternoon. I was invited onto a new YouTube channel called Meta Football TV with a nice guy called Chris. So I did a bit of a chat with him this afternoon, and I did touch on my feelings around the game. But yeah, I've been trying to avoid it all day because trying to be the sensible person who gives a rounded and reasonable review is always, it can be really difficult because we're just emotional people. It's just how we are, and I don't think I think football is probably the only thing outside of probably personal tragedy and things like that in your family that would really get you that worked up. It's a real strange phenomenon, I guess. But I have to say, last night, I think the game against Chelsea is probably worse than the game against Arsenal in terms of losing that game. Not because I think the rivalry's bigger or anything like that, but the manner in which that game was lost. It just stressed me out. Most people were happy with the fact that Ange had rang the changes and kind of given Maddison a break because he's obviously not having as a good an impact as he has at the beginning of the season. But then none of them are, to be honest with you. I mean, if you take all these players individually, there's some really good players in there. Vicario's had a really good start of the season. Udogie was really good. Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, all had really good games. Maddison was flying at the beginning of the season. Son was scoring for fun when we couldn't get goals from anywhere. Richarlison went on a scoring streak like he's never had before. Kulu was playing well. Bissouma was like a rock. Sarr was a revelation. And now all of a sudden, it's just kind of all come to a stop, to an end. And it kind of feels like we've run out of legs, we've run out of ideas, we've run out of faith in what we're trying to do. And all of the play has just been so laboured and so slow that the press has disappeared, the passing has become sloppy, defending has been last gasp. And this thing with set pieces is just the final straw, really. I think Ange saying that implying it's not our only problem, it's not the only thing we need to fix, and it's not, if I could just fix that and everything would be all right, then great, but it's not like that. And I think he's been probably misquoted and not misquoted, but kind of misunderstood in what he was trying to say. It's not just that, it's a problem, we know it's a problem, but there are other problems within this team, and we can see it, we can all see it. We knew that Chelsea were going to be up for it. We knew they would want to win. We knew they were going to be more physical. We knew they were going to be more compact. And we just didn't turn up. And that is what stresses me out and makes me annoyed. It's more the manner in how we gave that game away. Stupid free kicks, stupid defending. You're looking at big players at the back post with no one to protect them. And Johnson running into Cucurella you're going to get that blocking players off. That's what happens, right? You're not going to get a free run to header that away. That's why you've got to have your good defenders spread across that line, marshalling in it and telling people what to do and where to go. And I just didn't see that leadership in there last night. It just felt really lost. Someone said to me the other day that Ange's lost the dressing room, and I was like, do you really believe that? Do you really think that? I didn't think it. But I have to say, watching that performance last night did make me question it. You know, it did make me question it a little bit and go, has he lost the dressing room, really? So I'm at a loss. To be honest with you, I really don't want to be doing this video. I really don't want to be talking about it because I'm probably still too emotionally invested to give a decent review of how we played. And you guys can all make up your own minds. You all probably watched it. But for me, this season can't end soon enough now. I think Liverpool's going to be another really, really difficult day. We have another awful record up there. So that's not going to be easy. You're playing against the refs generally as well, against the cop end and all that. So that kind of makes me think, well, I can't really see us getting anything out of that game. So we're relying on beating Burnley and beating Sheffield United to give us enough points maybe to keep us in Europe. Man City, we obviously, depending on what's happening with them down the road, as to how pivotal that game would be. I mean, I don't want to see Tottenham lose. I obviously don't want to see Tottenham lose. And I only really want to concentrate on ourselves. But it will be unbearable for them to win the league. If you thought it was unbearable when Liverpool won it, I tell you, it will be super duper triple unpleasant for every football fan, not just Tottenham fans, but every football fan, to see them win it, because you will never, ever really end of it, and that will be that. And, you know, I mean, it's just something you don't want to think about, and I don't want to think about us having to lose for them not to get it, if I'm honest. But that's where we are. That's where we are. And the reality is, I'm only really bothered about Tottenham. So if it happens, it happens. But at the same time, it's not something I want to see. If I'm being honest, I don't think I will be able to go on social media, because they'll all be coming out from under their rocks and so on, like all the Chelsea fans are today. After being shit all season, they can turn it on when they want to, and that will give Poch a new lease of life and the opportunity to keep going. I was hoping that we could really turn him over and stick another nail in his coffin there, because I desperately want him to leave there so I can like him again. That's how petty I am as a football fan. I can't help it. But yeah, so emotionally drained, emotionally upset, and at the same time as watching that, I'm still sitting there with the little email coming in from Spurs every day saying, don't forget to renew. So we'll have to consider that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Maybe I'll do a better review tomorrow once I've calmed down a little bit more. But thanks for watching. If you want to check out Meta Football TV, please do that, because I'm on there with a little collab. I might be talking a little bit more sense there maybe. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing as you do. And for any likes and comments, I'm happy to have all them, and I'll try and respond to all of them as best I can. And I'll speak to you all in the next one. I'm on Chris Cowling's show on Sunday, talking about the Liverpool game, the result of the Liverpool game. So we'll see how that pans out and see whether I'm okay or not. But anyway, check that out as well. Thanks for watching. Keep the faith. Up the Spurs.